Welcome back to my channel where we help you go from having nothing to wear to always having something to wear and feeling more stylish. In today's episode, we're going to walk through the process of how I built my mum a capsule wardrobe, her very first capsule wardrobe. We're going to dive straight into it. We're going to unpack the process. I'm going to share with you how we did it in a day and 2 hours in a retail environment and what were the outcomes. All right, without further ado, here's some information about my lovely mother. My mum is 63 years old. She wears a size 12 to 14 and prefers to wear flat shoes anytime. She also loves to buy print, color, pattern, basically that's what she's drawn to whenever she goes shopping. Oh, look, that's a nice color. Oh, textures, I'll take 3. Outfits, take it home. No, not really, but that's kind of like my mum's shopping habits, which does explain a lot about how the wardrobe has ended up how it is. Now, the very first step is I created a list. The list consisted of 6 items that would go with anything. Ding! What does that consist of? Here's a screenshot. These are the items that we put in her capsule wardrobe. So we have 6 items. That's what we started off with, but we actually ended up buying more than that. More on that later. The other thing is we set a budget. So I said, for this 6 items, let's set a budget of about $1,200 to $1,500. So those were the 2 main things that I put in place before my mum flew from Adelaide to Brisbane for this experience. Just a side note, it was my mum's birthday. I've always kind of dreamed of doing something like this for her, to treat her to like shopping and flights and things like that. Again, here we go with the backstory and manifestation things. Maybe in another video I'll kind of like explain why this has like always been something that I've wanted to bring to fruition. It has something to do with growing up without a lot of money, a pair of shoes that I really wanted that we couldn't afford, and so to be here is like so much fun. Now let's get into the process. I talked about the first 2 steps. Now what? Now my mum flies over. We get to the airport, I pick her up, and instantly in my mind I say DFO is here. DFO is direct factory outlet. So if you live in Australia, you probably have one of these near the airport. Tends to be how it is. There are a few brands that I shop from in normal shopping anyway, that they have their factory outlet there. One of them is Oroton, then there is Witchery, Seed Heritage, DeCuba. There used to be Windsor Smith, there's Nike. Those are the brands that stand out about DFO. When we came from the airport, we went straight to breakfast and I said, Mum, are you ready to shop now? She said yes. So I wanted to go to Oroton mainly because they tend to have really beautiful leather goods. I love their designs. I feel like they're timeless with some design detail and they're more of a premium thing. Now, bear in mind, my original list from my mum did not include any leather goods apart from ankle boots, but Oroton also does clothes. So I thought to myself, you know what? This is DFO. Let's go check it out. Maybe they'll have some clothes. And guess what? It was our lucky day. They were actually doing 50% off regular retail. Now, I know you probably think, of course, that's what they do at DFO. But in my opinion, that was better than usual. So we went in and we pick. The way in which we were selecting the pieces that she would try on had a lot to do with, is this simple enough that it will go with most pieces in your wardrobe? So for example, referring to the list that I had, I wrote black wool pants / staple pants. I say wool because it's winter here and black because black goes with everything. I just thought to myself, my mum has all the colors of the rainbow in her wardrobe. So it's either going to be black, beige or white. Now we didn't actually find a black pair at Oroton, but we did find a color called sugarcane, which looks more like a light caramel or a dark cream. My mum says it looks like condensed milk, like a dark version. So anyway, what I was aiming for here was to go for something staple, something that's like the shape is neat. This happened to be a wide leg pant. Now my mum's hesitation about wide leg pants is that she's conscious about her tummy area and doesn't want to add more volume to the rest of her body through clothes. As a matter of fact, even in the past, she's tried on wide leg pants and didn't like the result. So she had this whole thing around, that's never going to suit me. But I'm always of the belief that when it comes to any piece of clothing, it's a combination of cut, fabric, and design. If one of these things is off for you, then it might lead you to believe that that style is not for you. So my mum was led to believe that wide leg pants aren't for her because in the past it didn't work. But this time I said, Mum, humor me. I said, let's give it a try. And if you don't like it, we don't have to get it. So she tried it on and we also found found a jumper for her and we loved it. She loved it, we loved it, and so off we went. Now we actually ended up getting so much more from Oroton than I expected, because Oroton is more of a premium label, like a luxury label. So with our budget, I didn't think we were gonna get much at all, maybe like a top. But we ended up getting a pair of pants, a knit, 2 belts, a bag. I got the same bag as well. I bought a bag for her and me. And then we ended up getting 2 tops of the same top. Let me show you which one. This is the top. I bought the skirt as well from me, but from my mum, I got the top as well. But guess what? I returned her one. She really, really liked it. As a matter of fact, we got it because she really, really liked it. But the reality is, like, a lot of the pieces in her wardrobe already look like that. You know, it has this kind of special fabric. Even though it's a button-down shirt, this kind of texture, it's got different textures, it's got different shapes. So she's gonna have to think about what this is gonna go with. If you have a lot of pieces that are already like that, what we're trying to do is to add grounding pieces or neutralizing pieces into her wardrobe to increase the wearability of the other clothes. So we ended up returning that one. So basically we walked away from Oroton with one full outfit. Now if we cross-check that against my list, it would appear that we haven't fulfilled much, because my list says black or cream knit dress, black wool pants or staple pants, beige long jacket or a camel long jacket, flat ankle boots, no color specificity, white long sleeve crew neck top, black long sleeve crew neck top. So did we go on a tangent by buying these other things that weren't on the list? Being that pants were the only thing, we didn't have bag, we didn't have belts, we didn't have a knit jumper, we didn't have that. We only had pants on the list, but we ended up buying all these things. Did we go on a tangent? No. The thing is, my mum didn't have these other staples. So, you know, I have the Ultimate Capsule Wardrobe Workshop. With that, you can purchase the checklist as well, right? But within the contents of that workshop, all of the items that you need in order to create a complete capsule wardrobe is in there. Now, because my mum has more specialty items, she actually didn't have any of these pieces. She didn't have just a plain black belt. She didn't have just a plain tan belt. So we got her this ivory colored bag, and that color is really great for summer, but her summer bags all have pattern in it and they all have color, you know, pink, yellow, blue. And so when she's wearing pattern on top and then pattern on her bag, it's a bit of a clash. And so even though these items weren't on my original list, I already know that she's going to have use for it, because I already know that she doesn't have it. Now, if you're doing this for someone that you don't really know very well, it'll be really great to take stock of what they do have first, because especially if you're working with a budget. So with Oroton, we spent $845. That is so good, because typically you might get one bag and a keyring for that. DFO girl, DFO. Moving on, I revisited the checklist because it was important for me to actually fulfill the checklist and not just make one outfit. Like, yeah, it's cool, we have this one outfit, but we do have items for her to actually make her wardrobe more wearable. So I revisited it and I started prioritizing the crew neck long sleeve tops, the black and the white version. Now, funny enough, these seem very basic and you'd be like, I can buy that anywhere. We actually couldn't find it at any of the shops there right away. So we started walking some more and we found this brand called Academy brand.
We're at a men's store because we've been looking for a crew neck plain long sleeve top and we haven't found any of the women's. So now we're going to try from the men's.
This particular branch has more menswear than it does women's wear. But the thing is, a crew neck long sleeve shirt is pretty unisex. I would say that both would need that anyway. So my mum was happy to try them on and we were in luck. We ended up getting a black and a white pair. So boom, we tick that off the list. I'm literally doing it right now to remind me that that's exactly what we've done. So now we're 50% done with the list. We also found a shacket within the same color family as the pants that we bought. So I bought that too. On our list, we have beige long jacket, but this is a shacket. And I just thought my mum's lifestyle, she's going to be able to wear this. And based on what she already has in her wardrobe, she has a bit of extra info. When we did some try-ons at Academy brand for the long sleeve crew neck tops, we actually took out the pants that we bought from Oroton so that we could see how the shapes complement each other. That's right. So we took the pants from that other shop and tried them with what we were trying on at that brand. And that's how we confirmed that the overshirt or the shacket was going to be a great match for this, because we thought, in theory, I think this will look good, but let's color match first and let's also see if we actually like this shape for you. And we loved it. We got that too. So there's another additional piece that wasn't originally on the list. We walked away from DFO with just those items and I thought to myself, hey, we're actually going to really need to get you some shoes, because shoes is one of my mum's lifelong challenges. She tends to get sore feet, so comfort is absolute priority. She loves to wear flats and tends to wear sneakers. Sometimes you think like, oh, if you want comfortable shoes, you're going to have to sacrifice design or beauty or style. But in this case, that was not allowed. Just kidding. Not really kidding. I mean, I'm here to upgrade the wardrobe, not like succumb to the old patterns. So I really wanted to make this our mission, and by this time I think it was already 5 p.m. and we've already purchased all of these things. And I said, Mum, let's go shopping again tomorrow if you're up for it. She was up for it. So we went to another shopping center. Now again, I didn't have any specific brands to look at for these. There are some shops that I like to go to. For example, for shoes, I'll probably go to David Jones just because like everything's already there. There's variety. So when it comes to like if you want to shop fast, these department stores are pretty handy. So we went into David Jones. We didn't find really anything there. You might be surprised that a flat pointy toe boot was really tricky to find. Easy enough if we were on the internet, type it in and then you get it. But you know, wanting to get it now, instant gratification. No, but wanting to get it now, I really wanted my mum to be able to walk away with something complete. We kept on going. So funny enough, okay, rewind. We go into this shop, this department store, like a Westfield. So here in Australia, if you're not from Australia, Westfield is like a Nordstrom. No, is it? I don't know because I haven't been to Nordstrom. Have I? I don't remember. But it's, and in that shopping center, you have shops and you have department stores. Is that right? Is that how it works? I think that's the family tree of shopping, right? We got there in the end. So we went to a shopping center, and as we go up the escalator or down, I'm seeing H&M to the side. I haven't been to H&M for years. For years. I don't know why. I think maybe one time I went in and I wasn't super pumped about the quality, so then I was like, never went back in. But anyway, the window display had exactly the coat, like everything about the coat, the shape, the color. It was as if these pants and this coat made to be with each other. And so we went straight in, tried it on, and it was perfection. Guess what? $90 it was. Yep. I was just blown away. I was too blown away about this whole situation. Now my mum hesitated about this jacket because it seemed bulky. What she had in mind was a slim fit jacket with like slim collar. On a hanger always looks really nice. They do. They look so clean. And we actually found one in Zara. So we didn't buy the coat right away. We put it on hold and I said, okay, let's go to Zara and let's go to like a department store. David Jones was on the other side. So anyway, we go into Zara and my mum goes, this is the one that I want. I think this color is better, But we tried on the first one and I think the size of the collar was just so much better for her. I think just as well, like habitually, and a lot of people feel this way, and I completely And I completely understand, you know, like I said before, if you've had a bad shopping experience trying on different shapes, you kind of feel as though that style isn't for you. But yeah, my mum was kind of like, it's a bit too chunky, you know, I lose my shape, whereas this one should technically bring out my shape. Now here's what the other one looked like versus the one that we ended up getting. So this is the one that in her mind was like more attractive, but then we ended up getting something which was a bit wider, both in the collar and both in the shape of the jacket, and it's just an absolute winner. We also found this black quilted jacket. Now the funny thing was, when we were at Oroton the day before, we found one in kind of like a taupe color, but they didn't have her size. So I was really interested in getting that one, but there was no size, so we left that. But then we got this black one from H&M, and I think it was like $90 as well. We're doing well with the budget in this area of shops. There's a shoe shop, so we hadn't even made it to David Jones yet. I just like department store shopping sometimes because like everything is there, like I said. But this time it's like everything was like clustered together. Oh, I forgot to mention, the day before we didn't just do DFO. We actually finished off at DFO and then we went to another shopping center. That's right. And we looked for shoes and we looked for a jacket. Oh, and I forgot to mention, sorry, I also forgot to mention that we got a pair of beautiful wide leg pants from Witchery at DFO, and it was a winner. I couldn't believe how good it looked, and my mum was actually also pleased as well. So it was DFO, a shopping center, no success there, and then the next day we go to another shopping center and we find a pair of black pointy toe boots that were flat-ish. Like my mum was comfortable enough to wear them. Tick that off the box, like okay, flat ankle boots, and we got the jacket as well, so tick that one off. Another thing I did sort of set aside for her was a pair of flat pointy toe skin tone flats, or something close to her skin tone. Like I mentioned before, my mum, she gets sore feet easily, so Baird footwear, I've worked with them in the past and they're actually known for having comfortable shoes. So she tried these ones and loved it. So we inserted that into the collection and boom, off we go. There's a complete capsule wardrobe. And the only one thing that we didn't get was a knit. But honestly, we had already fulfilled complete outfits that could be rotated. That was totally fine. And at the moment, we're still trying to discover a dress shape that my mum is happy with, that she feels is a compliment. I'm getting the vibe that we're going to end up going for something like a shift dress with a bit of a firmer fabric that holds its shape, but she's gone back to Adelaide. All right, so how did we achieve that in a day and a half? We did make a list and we did make a budget, but we stayed open to shapes. And when you stay open to shapes, this is my process anyway, we kind of create a balance in the outfit. If we go for like wide leg pants, I instantly think that we're going to need to create a waist. So we've got the belts to do that, but also being mindful of the way that the top fits. Are we going to go for something a little bit more slim fitting? Is my mum going to be comfortable in something that is slim fitting if she's conscious about her tummy? And by the way, all of this information that I'm sharing with you was approved by my mum.
Imagine I started a YouTube channel and I just started spilling everyone's thoughts and feelings without their approval.
No, girl. She said yes. So thanks, mum. So if you're interested in shopping in this way, that's a tip that I would really love to impart. That sounds so formal. That's something that you can do. So the list allowed us to stay on track. The budget allowed us to be fluid with our spend. Some pieces we were able to invest in, and honestly, it was a lucky day. Like 50% off regular retail, amazing. And then remaining open to different shapes and creating balance as we shop was probably one of the best things that we did, because we weren't too focused on just getting one particular thing. Like if I said, oh, we need to get some black tapered pants, then that could result in going to so many different shops and just like not finding one. Now I know with the internet these days that doesn't have to be your experience. With my mum being in a place of upgrading her wardrobe, sometimes it's easier to do the retail shopping experience because you get to look, see, feel, touch. I'm thinking about it because I'm like, say smell. It's not like a trial and error of like getting this shipped to you, then you being like, oh, it doesn't fit. And then, you know, it can be actually faster that way. So if you're doing the overhaul kind of experience, it's fun. You could set aside like a shopping day for it. Now, one thing that you may have to keep in mind when you're shopping in the retail experience is that you will likely receive assistance from a retail assistant. I worked in retail fashion and that's our job. It's our job to help you. I don't anymore, but honestly, I learned so much from that experience and listening to customers and what they need and what they want. So if you're and also having sales targets, that's right. So bear that in mind. When you're shopping, of course, and you're shopping in bulk, it's like quite fun when everything is, you know, being brought to you and that kind of thing. And you're also going to see lots of options. That's the thing about retail shopping. It's like lots of options, clothes hanging up, clothes being on mannequins, all of that sort of stuff. You might find it easy to detract from your goal because you're going to see some other nice things, you know. For example, when we were shopping at one of the shops, we were getting suggested like heaps of other pieces. And I think at the beginning, we were like, we're here to do a wardrobe which we can easily rotate. Yeah. And it's easy to get carried away, but we had to remind ourselves that this is our mission. So, you know, this mint green pleated skirt is beautiful on its own, but it's not even from the same color palette as what we're looking at. So even though it's a really great price, it's a really great quality, we're going to have to say no to it. So just remember, like when you're in this experience, to stay focused on the goal, because that's how you're going to be able to complete your capsule wardrobe without ending back in the same position that you were in at the beginning. Similar to even me when I first started, it's like having lots of nice pieces and then no outfits out of that same thing. The sound cut out, but I wanted to come back and say thanks for joining. I hope you liked this episode. If you did, please give us a like. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do. If you have any comments or questions about pieces in your wardrobe, building your capsule wardrobe, please pop them in the comment section down below. Oh, while I'm here, I want to give a shout out to my queen, Gladys, who had joined the Ultimate Style Accelerator program earlier this year. And my goodness, okay, so a bit of context, Gladys joined with the intention of developing a personal style that she resonated with and gaining confidence to dress her body shape, learn about the body shape, and then gaining confidence on how to dress it, because she mentioned that she had been fluctuating in weight, and every time she fluctuated with weight, it felt like her body shape changed. So Gladys did the Ultimate Style Accelerator program from modules 1 to 4, all of the lessons in between, and now has built such a beautiful wardrobe. Babe, can I have a look at your wardrobe? Maybe I need to buy some of those things. Gladys's execution of those lessons to now build her own wardrobe is just such a transformation. And I just get so pumped about these transformations because that is the whole intention of all of the workshops, the masterclasses, the flagship program. So that's the Ultimate Style Accelerator program. I know you can create your style. I know you can. It's one thing to be able to hire a stylist, and I think that's such a great experience. But one thing that I'd had in the past is, you know, people who had hired stylists journalists and they say, but when I'm left to my own devices, I don't know what to do. And so that's why this entire digital course suite was created for you. I'm just so excited. By the way, if you're a student of any of the workshops or masterclasses or the Ultimate Style Accelerator program and you've got some like OOTD outfit of the day selfies, babe, send them to me on Instagram. I'd love to share them. Hit me up on Instagram, send me a DM, tag me. I can just like be over here and be like, stunning, stunning. All right, that's enough from me for now. Have a good one and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.